Yo, what up YouTube? This is the Codfather again here with a video on it's actually a beginner's guide on how to improve your aiming. So without further ado, let's get straight into it. As always, all the chapters are down below, so if you need to skip any part of the video, you can, but everything's going to be relevant. All right, the first thing we need to do is we need to make sure your settings are perfect, okay? So the first thing you want to do is when you're in your game, go up to your settings cog and go down to controller. So we want to make sure everything's good here before we start practicing or playing or doing anything really. So your aiming input device. So if you're on, if you're playing Call of Duty at all, you always have controller. If you're playing on PC, you do have the option of mouse and keyboard. So this video is for both of those inputs, but mainly for controller. So the button layout, I guess that's personal preference. This is what I use. I would highly recommend you flip L1, L2, R1, R2. And the reason I say that is because if you just time yourself, it's a matter of milliseconds really, but if you time yourself pressing the back L2 and R2 compared to L1 and R1, L1 and R1 will get you that microsecond quicker, which, trust me, I know it doesn't sound like much, but it's any time saved is going to be a big help. Moving along, controller vibration, you want to keep that off. I know some people want to be more immersed in the game and things like that, but when the controller vibrates and you're trying to aim at someone's head and while controlling recoil, the last thing you want is something to be shaking your hand when trying to do that. If you want immersion, that's fine, go for immersion, but if you want to play competitively, win games, then turn it off. Same thing with trigger effects, to keep that off. Now, dead zone inputs. It's an interesting one. So left stick, I would recommend you keeping that on 0, even if you have stick drift. I'll explain later in the video why that is. It's got to do with Rotational Aim Assist. So I'll explain that a little bit later on. Left stick max, so this is again personal preference. I would recommend you leave it to about 70. And the reason I say that is you don't want to put too much input into your left stick to hit max speed. So if you want to run quickly or move left or strafe right, you want to be doing that quicker rather than pushing your left stick all the way to the left or all the way to the right. Moving it all the way to the left, all the way to the right takes a little bit of time. But moving it halfway to the right, halfway to the left takes less time. The right stick, I would recommend you probably go somewhere between 3 and 5. I've got 3. I've got a brand new controller. I just got one the other day, which I get one maybe once a year. So yeah, I would probably go 5. That's probably a good place to start. So the right stick max, I'll keep that at 100 just so you have that full range of motion that you can use for aiming. Left trigger, right trigger, keep that at 0. Once you press it, you want it to activate. You don't want to be wasting time. That's it for controller. If you go to aiming, so I want to recommend a couple of things depending on your level. If you are a beginner and you are not getting kills and you are not confident, go on 4-4. That is where you start off with, and ADS sensitivity multiplier go to 1. If you're not a beginner and you're kind of intermediate and you're getting some kills but you want to improve, go to 5-5 and maybe put your ADS sensitivity multiplier, maybe put that to 90, 0.9, maybe put it to 0.8. See what you're comfortable with. If you're ADS'd in and your crosshairs are all over the place and you're not hitting the target, because you're just always readjusting, lower this as much as you need to. I would go somewhere between 0.7 to 1 if you're on a 5-5. If you're a bit more advanced, you want to be playing on 6-6 and ADS sensitivity multiplier 1. I play on 0.95 just to have a little bit more fine-tuning with my ADS. The rest of the settings, this is a very important one. Aim response curve type. So I know the default one is standard. You have to have dynamic. You cannot play on standard. The difference between standard and dynamic, I think standard is just, you're just moving around very, very slowly and you're not going to be able to turn very quickly and things like that. Even if you're a beginner, I would say use dynamic. I know it's going to take a bit of getting used to, but you're going to be able to reach your ceiling a lot quicker than playing with standard and then switching again. So I would say dynamic is a non-negotiable for all levels of play. Some people have used linear. It's an interesting one. It's a bit better in Modern Warfare 3 than all the other CODs. I tried using it for a while. I didn't feel like it helped. I feel like I went a bit backwards. So that's my experience. But, you know, if you want to use linear, just use linear. Right, ADS sense multiplier focus. That's, I guess, if you're focused in when you're using a sniper, not going to worry about that. ADS sensitivity transitioning timing. I'll keep that on instant. Basically, what that means is this value that you have here, when do you want that to hit in? Do you want to hit it once you press the ADS button? Or do you want it to hit after you finished ADSing? Which is, yeah, again, it's probably going to be 200 milliseconds or something like that. I would say instant. Constant sensitivity per zoom, I would just leave that as off. Target aim assist, you have to have this on. If you don't have this on, you're missing out on free aim assist. Aim assist type, this is another interesting one. Most people, most streamers, most pros have it on default. There are some people that use Black Ops, but I mean, it's very, very, very similar to default. So I would just stick to default. If you want to use Black Ops, use Black Ops. And the rest of the settings, just keep them as default. Motion sensor behavior, definitely keep that off. Gameplay, this is not going to affect your aiming. So these are my settings anyway, if you want to use them. But none of this should affect your aiming. The other thing I would like you to change, if you go to your graphics and go to view. So your field of view, maybe have it somewhere between 100 to 105. I use 104. And ADS field of view, you want to have affected. This is definitely going to help you with your visual recoil. Having it on independent is just going to zoom in a little bit more, but it's going to make your gun just bounce all over the place. Weapon field of view, have that on wide. That way your gun is it's a bit narrower and it's going to take less of your screen. And these next 5 are extremely important. World motion blur off. Weapon motion blur off. Just turn that off. As you can see on the right hand side there, is just blurring the screen. You don't want that when you're trying to aim full game. Keep that off. You want to have everything nice and sharp. First person camera movement, 100%. You need to keep this on 50. The last thing you want to do is your whole screen shaking when you're trying to aim. Third person camera movement, keep that at 50. I mean, we don't really play third person anyway, so that doesn't really matter too much. Inverted flashbang, this is personal preference. I like to keep it on. That way, when you're flashed, your screen goes black instead of white, and it's kind of like looking into the sun. It blinds you. So the next thing I want you to do now is to go down, go all the way to the right, go to private match, and create your own private match. So what we're going to do here, we're going to go into the firing range, and we're going to test out our weapon, and we're basically going to try and control the recoil. That's the next thing we're doing here. So go to the firing range. Use your loadout that you're comfortable with. Actually, before I get in here, I'll just show you what my loadout actually is. So this is the loadout that I'm using. This is the MCW assault rifle, and these are the attachments that I have. This is going to be very good for ranked when ranked comes out in less than a week now. Really excited for that. So we'll just go in there, we'll load in, we'll use this gun. Now, before even shooting any mannequins, what I want you to do is just look at this white little patch here. And we're just basically just going to pick a point here, and we're just going to shoot, and we're not going to press any aiming. We're just going to press ADS and shoot, and let the recoil do its pattern. All right, let's do it a couple more times. Do it one more time. All right, so now we can see So now we can see the recoil pattern. So it's basically going up, a little bit to the right, back to the left, and straight up again. And it's pretty similar with all of them. So it's not bouncing too much left and right, which is good. It's just going straight up, which is going to not be as hard to control the recoil. So now what I want you to do is just practice ADSing and just pull down a little bit on your right stick. So just so it's going that slowly and it's going down. So just practice that and get your thumb comfortable on the controller so that you're always consistently just pulling down, and it's not going too much. Like, we don't want to be doing this. We don't want to be going too slow. We just want to just this very steady stream like that, and it's going down. And then now what I want you to do is just shoot at a particular point and try and control the recoil. So once you press shoot, hold down the right stick slightly. Like so. Okay, that one wasn't too good. Okay, I think my first one was the best. Okay, that one was really good. So you get the point. You just want to make sure that the dot that you make, the bullet impacts that you make is as small as possible. So now when you go and shoot these mannequins, just do the same thing. So once you shoot, just hold down on the right stick and just control that recoil. And you can see there, it's obviously a lot easier to hit. If you try and shoot this last one and you just don't control anything, it's just all over the place. Now, obviously, you're not going to get all your shots on because there is a bit of that horizontal recoil. But generally, you're going to get all your shots on, and as you can see, they die pretty quick. So when you're playing in the games and you wonder, you just see someone and you're just dying instantly, this is the reason why. They're just getting all the shots on. So it's like a laser beam. Now, once you've got that down pat and you're kind of consistently just killing the 3 mannequins with just as little bit of bullets as possible, what I want you to do now is I'm going to show you how to strafe and use the rotational aim assist. So right now, I'm not using my right stick at all. I'm just strafing left and right, and as you can see here, I'm getting a lot of the crosshairs are just kind of sticking towards my target. So if I just go like that, okay, obviously this thing's in my way, but yeah, if you get the gist. So we've got this rotational aim assist, which is basically extra aim assist when you're strafing left and right. So what I want you to do now is not just shoot while you're standing still. I want you to strafe left and right, so like this. You probably won't be able to notice just looking at the video, but you'll feel it when you do this exercise. So just strafe left and right, and you can just see there, like the aim is just, it's hard to explain. You have to feel it for yourself. It just automatic headshots, really. You don't even have to strafe left and right. I mean, when you're starting out, just strafe one way. I mean, I think I'm getting all my shots on. I think it's 100%. All right, so obviously shooting mannequins is not the end game. So we're just going to pop out of this. So once you're comfortable killing those mannequins in as little bullets as possible, let's just jump out of the firing range. And what we're going to do is we're going to load into a private match. So first thing we want to do is game setup, team deathmatch. Let's change that to free for all. Map, what I want you to do is go to the training facility. It's all the way towards the right hand side. And these settings, time limit, let's just change that all the way to the maximum, which I think is 45 minutes. Score limit, just all the way up to whatever, 400. Match start time, go down to the lowest. So player, we want health regen fast. Team, we want to enable minimap, yes. Radar, always on, constant. And gameplay, we want to load in with max ammo, mags, and I think, yep, that was it. So pop out of there, and then we want to go to this plus button here. We want to add some bots. So let's add 7 bots. Keep them on recruit, confirm, and then let's go and start the match. So what we're going to do now is basically we're going to put to work and test everything we just learned in a real life, not a real life situation, but in another training situation where there's actually moving targets. So just get comfortable. So you're going to see. So just get comfortable shooting, killing the enemy. I mean, they're a moving target now. And then when you're getting a little bit comfortable, so the other thing as well is while you're doing this, I mean, just have a feel and see, maybe your sensitivity is too high, maybe your sensitivity is too low. I mean, when you're turning on people, I mean, try and flick on, once you see someone, just try and aim at them as quickly as possible. And see if you're overcorrecting or undercorrecting. So, I mean, if you see, if there's an enemy there and you flick on them, and if you go too far, chances are your sensitivity might be a bit too high. If you're not getting there quick enough, sensitivity might be too low. Alright, so what I need you to do now is just to try and get into a bit of a rhythm where you're just getting consistent kills on these bots. So just start off with 2 kills, reload. So 1, 2, reload. 1, 2, reload. And turn. 1, 2, reload, 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 turn. So you get the gist. So obviously once you warm up, you should be able to... What's this guy doing? What's going on here? You should be able to consistently get kills without dying. So I'm definitely not warmed up, as you can see. 1, 2, 3, turn. And what you'll notice is that you're going to be able to kill the enemies with less bullets. So hopefully you should be able to get to a point where you got... I mean, with this... I mean, every gun's going to be different. Every gun's got a different mag size. But you want to be able to use this gun and kill people, 3 people, in using 1 mag. So if we go 1, 2, 3, reload. 1, 2, reload. No one's there. 1, 2, reload. No one's there. 1, 2, 3, dead. Reload. 1, 2, 3, reload. 1, 2, 3, reload. 1, 2, 3, reload. So you can see I'm getting a little bit warmed up now. And you should be able to get more kills with 1 mag. So that's pretty important. So once you're getting a bit more consistent with this exercise, and you're probably dying maybe once every, 10 kills that you get, you're generally warmed up. So we can just pop out of this this match. Okay, so the last exercise we're going to do is based on centering. So centering is crucial to Call of Duty. If you don't center and you're not good at centering, you're not going to win most of your gunfights. So let me just pop into... let's set up another match, and I'll show you what I mean by that. So just go back to game setup. Let's change the map to something a bit bigger. Let's go Skid Row. Let's Skid Row. Something a little bit bigger, something that everyone pretty much knows. Game rules. One thing we're going to change is we're going to turn off the radar completely. We're going to turn off the whole minimap. So we don't want to know where the enemies are, which is going to help us in this exercise. And what we're going to do, we're just going to add a couple more bots. Maybe add 3 more. And we're just going to start that match. So basically what centering is you're always... So you've got the dot in the middle of your screen, and you've also got your crosshairs. You want to pretend that you can only see inside your crosshairs. So if you can only see inside your crosshairs, what you want to do is you always want to be aiming where you think the enemy is coming. So if I'm running around here, this is bad. This is bad centering. So right now I'm looking down. For me to have to look up and shoot. Again, if I'm looking down and then I see someone, there is a time delay between me looking up and shooting. I mean, that one was not as prevalent because it was right in front of me. Again. But you get the gist. So again there. So if what's better is, and even you don't want to be looking up either. So you can see there, like I had to kind of readjust. What's good centering? Good centering is always looking at the doors. Always looking at the doors and looking at where people could be coming from, or the enemy could be coming from. So right here, the enemy could be here. Could come out of that tunnel. Could be in this garage. Could be in that door. There was someone in that door. Could be in this door. Bang. Bang. Enemy could be here again. Could be here. So you can see here, I'm just always aiming where someone could be. Could be up there. Bang, bang. It's a bit of bad aiming from me. But you get the gist. Bang. 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 Always looking where someone could be coming from. And obviously that's going to come with experience, but generally, I mean, even if you don't have experience, you want to just be looking at the doorways. I mean, he just popped out from the side. So you get the gist with that. So one thing you can do to, I mean, if you're not good at centering, there's a couple of things you can do. So there's a couple of reasons why your centering might not be good. So one of the reasons might be that maybe your sensitivity is too high and you're just kind of like, you're just a bit all over the place. So you're just looking, I mean, you're just a bit jagged like this. And you're just kind of walking like this and you're not able to kind of keep, you're not able to, you just might not be able to stay focused. The thing I would recommend is just go into the settings, go to controller, put your sensitivity down. So if you're on 6.6, maybe put it at 5.5. 5.5 is a lot different to 6.6. So here you can see, even I'm a bit more smoother with the centering. So you want your centering to be always there. Bang. Bang. So you get the gist. You always bang. I mean, he wasn't in my crosshairs, but he's in the general vicinity of my crosshairs. Alright, so another thing that you could try, I mean, if you're struggling with centering, is go back to your settings, go to graphics, go to view, put your field of view all the way down. I think it goes to 60, yeah, go to 60. Now you can see like my screen is zoomed in. So now you're forced to look where you think the enemy might be. So, I mean, if your centering is bad and you're walking around like this, yeah, you're not going to see anything. I mean, he was below me, but if you're walking around like this, you're literally not going to see anything. If you're walking around like that, you're not going to see anything either. Or if you're walking around like this, you can't see anyone. So if you try this exercise, it's going to force you to have good centering. Bang. Okay, obviously you're going to get caught out a couple of times because you can't really look around and see. But again, this is just a training exercise where you're just getting used to centering. Bang. I mean, he ran away, but... Okay. Bang. Just keep moving, keep centering. Bang. Okay, he's ran away. Bang. So you get the gist. So this is why this exercise is really, really good to practice your centering. So that brings us to the end of the video, guys. Thank you guys for watching till the end. If this helped you, if you can drop a like, comment if you have any questions, comment if this actually helped you improve your aiming. So a lot of this channel is going to be aimed at beginners and intermediates, especially around rank play. So if you fall in that category, please subscribe. There's a lot of content coming out. I'm going to be helping a lot to try and help beginners and intermediates rank up in rank play. So plenty more to come. Rank play is coming out in a week, so get your practicing up, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.